Right, I'll be back in a sec, guys.
We're gonna get this on.
Right, I'm back, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still broadcasting. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's my old one. You have to, like, refresh the page or something. It should be there, it should say I'm live streaming. Still nothing on Twitch. Yeah, they haven't sorted it out, Miss Ducker. This is what I fucking hate about PS4. You know, it's crap because you can't actually do sharing audio. And you have to have, even if, like, you go to the settings and, you know, sharing and broadcast settings, it doesn't actually work at times. And it depends what they're live streaming off, because, you know, if you're live streaming off the actual P4, it doesn't actually pick up the audio. So, fuck knows what's going on. But they're just sorting everything out, because what they're doing is putting my video behind theirs. Yep, everything should be alright, mate.
We're almost done.
Yeah, that's fine. They're almost done, guys. They're almost done. It's just anticipation and shit like that. Okay, I'm still waiting. That's what Miss Ducky says to us. I'm still waiting. Yeah, no, like I said, it's really hard to get broadcast, but I'm actually really excited. Anticipation, I think I said. I'm not too sure. Oh, right. Yeah. But yeah, I was saying, Miss Ducky, I'm excited to actually talk to these guys. You know, learn a little bit more about them, if you know what I mean. Like, and that's the thing. Like, there's not many YouTubers that I actually like as friends. Like, you're my best mate, so is Sly Fox, so is Sandy, but like, I say that because I actually mean it. You know, you don't really meet a lot of people. You what? Right, is hopefully I get it working. Yeah, everything's fine, everything's working. Oh, we're a nice group of ducks. The duck squad. I'm not a fucking duck, I hate ducks. Stop saying that. Alright, I'm gonna try and keep it kid friendly actually, I shouldn't be swearing. You know. But like I was saying before, Miss Ducky, I've always wanted to be a person who did interviews, you know, like a news reporter. So to actually sort of like sit here and talk to my friends and get to know them a little bit more. Be nice to my children. Get to know them a little bit more, but it's great. You know. Yo. I'm here.
I think we're ready.
Alright, let's get this.
Did you pause the gameplay or something?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, we're ready.
Alright, head over to threemastergamers Twitch channel. I can't actually put it in, but and you should be able to hear both of us. Well, all three of. Do you want me to adjust my audio on here? Yeah, I'll. Where is it? Yes, fine, mate, I'll adjust. Yeah. I can see what you mean about it being way too loud. Right, can you boys... Is that alright for you boys? Like the audio and stuff? Anyway, my name is Cam Lavosi, and these two are my... Oh, that's great. So, yeah, my name is Cam Lavosi, and today I'm doing a podcast with two of my favourite YouTubers. Well, three of them, actually. The Three Master Gamers, they're really brilliant. I've been waiting to do this since the weekend, but I had problems. But anyway, we've got Sly Fox and Sandman here with us, and we're just going to talk about a few topics. I think we were going to talk about gaming and stuff, weren't we? I'm not too sure with you guys. It's yeah, anyway, you were on about your video about the rest in peace behind the scenes. So, do you want to let everyone catch up? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, PewDiePie. Can't beat him. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Well, that's pretty bad because. Well, it was a great video. I just saw it earlier on when I came up to my father-in-law's because I've been at work and I travel a lot from work, so when I'm travelling I end up spending half the day at my father-in-law's. It's just easier. And I saw it on there, and I hadn't had internet for the past 3 days, so it's been a little bit bad trying to catch up with everyone. And I saw your video and I was like, behind the scenes, like, wow, I get to see what them two get up to, you never know, I might see you dancing with a duck or something, who knows. So I was watching it, I got halfway through it and I was like, really, this is what you started out like? It was interesting because when I started, it started with gameplay and music because I loved music, so it was just interesting to see you being here for 5 years and you started out doing let's plays. Yeah. 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 Ooh. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I loved it how when I was live streaming, you came in and we were talking about WWE, and for me, I remember the WWF days, like the Attitude Era. So, because I grew up with that, and I started going out of like WWE after they changed the name to WWE, and this now, yo, thank you. we got a crazy fan here. Why not? You should join us, man. Get us in this podcast. Why not? It's a bit. Yeah, because the thing is, I've never actually met Atom Bomb as much. I've heard him in the background and stuff, but I never. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I missed everything. I've missed everything, guys. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Like I was just trying to say, like with me, the reason I got back into wrestling is I watched Dwayne the Rock Johnson do his first film, one of his first films, and it was called Walking Tall. If you've ever seen it, it's basically about a guy. It's a true life story. He goes back home after being in the military. He goes back home, and his dad's mining company is getting shut down. So Dwayne himself is trying to get this mine back up and running, and I watched him and I was like, oh, he's so amazing. You know, he's acting, but what about wrestling? You know, what about wrestling? Is he still doing wrestling? And he was at the time. And then I met John Cena. I actually went to WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was, but me and my brother went, and I was about 16, I think. And we met John Cena and we met The Rock, but this was before John Cena became the face of the company. So we actually. Oh, fucking hate him.
But that was pretty much it. And then we both got autographs by Mickey James,
Oh.
and I can't find mine. I can only find SFG's, and then that was pretty much it.
Well, at one point, I'll when I get back up to my mum's house, because I moved from Northumberland all the way down to Suffolk, where my girlfriend lives, and I left half of my stuff up there. And the weird thing is, talking about that, everyone knows, like you and Sly Fox already know that I am a big fan of Batman. So I actually got to meet Heath Ledger and Christian Bale before he passed away. And the funny thing is, like, my mum's a big Heath Ledger fan because she used to watch him when I was younger. And this was before he passed away. And he basically, Christian Bale, because my mum's ill, she was really ill back then, couldn't hardly walk and stuff, so she was in a wheelchair most of the time. But we got to meet him because they were actually filming the first scene of Batman, where we were, and it was New York. We went up there for a holiday, and also to go and see distant relatives that were up there. And we met them, and Christian Bale signed a Batarang for me, and Heath Ledger signed a little Joker card for my mum, and it was amazing going to see them, especially on set and stuff. But I've never been to SmackDown. What was it like at SmackDown, you know? I'm Bomb. Manchester is not the best. West Ham is the best. The Hammers. Yes, West Hammers, man. Big fan of them. Yeah, so. Oh. Oh. But I can't beat him. Yeah. Yep. Oh. You just didn't want to. You just didn't want to, did you? You just like, nah. I'm just chilling, sitting back. You know, that's the thing that I hate going to live shows, and that's why I think I only ever went to one of them. you know, with my brother. My brother's a big fan of wrestling. He still follows it, and I'm just not really that much into it now, because it's, you know, the side stories. You used to get amazing stories, like I was saying to Sandman the other day, you know. You had stories like The Rock going against Mick Foley. You had comedy. You know, you had one of the best set of wrestlers as well, like The Undertaker, Kane, and Big Show. I'm still a big fan of Big Show. Um, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh Jesus! I can't. I can picture it, but it just looks wrong in my head. You know, I like the side of that. Mm. Yeah, yeah. I, I'm like you. Like I saw the Undertaker when he first started out. Well, not when he first started out, but do you remember he used to wear the trench coat with the purple gloves? Um, yeah, that's when I first met him, and he actually used to scare the crap out of me. But I loved. Well, they changed his name. Yeah, they changed his name. I remember because it went from um, un- unbeatable. I think it was unbeatable at WrestleMania, which is true. He is unbeatable at WrestleMania. I think it was 1-0. I think at that point before Brock Lesnar, you know, went against him. And I can talk about Brock Lesnar, but I fucking despise the guy. I really do. Yeah. I guess I can go into a bit of like Brock Lesnar. You know, when Brock Lesnar first started out, I was like, this is a tough ass dude. Probably one of the best tag team partners you could have, you know, in Shut Your Mouth and Here Comes the Pain and stuff. Because I used to play a lot of the wrestling games. So that sort of like built me up to speed on the new cast of characters. And Brock Lesnar was like this big tough dude who could beat the Kane in the Big Show, you know, in one match. And I liked him at the beginning, but then he had to rag on, you know, one of my favourite characters, The Undertaker. He just had to rag on him, and he was saying in an interview for UFC, which made me laugh, because he tapped out of a fucking armbar, out of all things. Um, he was ragging on Undertaker, and he was like, "Oh, I can beat him. He wouldn't have a chance if this was a real fight. You know, I would break every bone in his body." And it just sounded to me like Brock Lesnar was just this cocky dude, a really cocky dude, and I don't like cocky people. And Also, it was like he got paid the most money out of all wrestlers, you know, to come back to WWE. So that was another thing that sort of like wound me up, that he got away with getting so much money, and he just thinks he can do whatever he wants in the company. And you have legends like Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold and stuff like that, who are barely getting by with their money that they're getting, you know. And nowadays it's a lot different, you know, they get paid a lot more money, but that's why I hate Brock Lesnar. I just despise him. At the yeah, I have to. Yeah, he is a big douche, but there is same with Randy Orton. I've never liked Randy Orton. Um, yeah. Um, no, I think that was actually Ric Flair. Um, Natalie, I think she's called. If you remember Ric Flair, the Wonder Boy, um, it was actually him who had a prank with Randy Orton where he shot in the bag and put it in his locker. So Randy Orton, to get him back, basically shit in this bag. And as they were on a plane, it was hilarious. I've seen a lot of interviews on it. And he was on the plane with Rick, and he was like, right, it's about time to get payback. So he basically covered Ric Flair. After Ric Flair got drunk and whatever they were doing on the plane, he threw shit in his face. So Ric Flair, you know, it was hilarious, but like, just imagine being on a plane, there's nowhere to go, and there's aggro everywhere, so you got wrestlers fighting each other, you know, over a stupid prank, and that's very dangerous for the actual wrestlers. So them two got banned from ever traveling together, which that's why I say watch Total Divas, because it's explained in Total Divas, you know, what happens between them. So come on, right, Paige is hot as fuck. She's one of the most hottest superstars ever, and I've got a massive crush on her. So to have her in a show that's nothing to do with wrestling, but it is at the same time, you know, it was actually great to see the superstars, because it's not all about the actual divas. You know, you've got actual wrestlers like John Cena, CM Punk, all the like the Umbros, Uno Bros, I think they're called. You know, and it shows their daily life together and what they do and where they go and how they are with fans and stuff like that. And it's a really good show. And yeah, I watch wrestling now, like I said to you, Sam, and I've been on YouTube and I watched, you know, a couple of wrestling matches on YouTube. But hell no, I'm not paying for that wrestle crap, you know. Yeah, WrestleMania Network. Yeah, they have some unique content to it, but I'm not paying like a tenner, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you did, and I actually did watch a few that night, but you sent me another playlist, so I was like, well, I know you sent me one of your YouTube playlists, So, funny thing was, I was going through it, and I found the websites that you gave me, and I'm thankful for that, because that gives me a chance to catch up, with wrestling a bit. And then I went on to your playlist, and for some reason, it just kept on saying, this playlist is deleted. So I was like, it can't be deleted, they've sent it me. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this playlist up. And then it was something to do with my internet. So I couldn't actually get onto it, which was a bit weird. I think it was your Let's Plays. Yeah, when I was... I think it was your Sonic 06 ones, the glitch videos, because we were talking about glitches at one point. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we got into the talk of what we used to play when we were younger, and that's when I said Sonic. Sonic's. I'm a big fan of Sonic, and I watched one of your Sonic 06 videos, and I loved it. It just brought me back to the days when I was a kid, and you put that cartridge in, and it's Sonic, and you're just playing Sonic, and you're like, wow, this is so fast. And then you see the modern games, and it's like, what the hell went wrong, man? He's not even fast anymore. He's like a bloody tortoise. Come on. Yeah. So I just couldn't, get into it just because of that. But I love watching your gameplay because you have a laugh with your gameplay, and that is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. That's... Oh my god, one of my two favourite companies. Yeah. Oh god, man. So that was made a bad game a lot worse. Because you can't even have glitches like that. Well, I do remember one glitch from when I was a kid. My dad used to do it because I used to watch him play games. I wasn't really much of a gamer then. And he did a glitch on Sonic 2. Where, the circle rings you get? Well, where you run up, you have to get a speed up and then you run through that track. The big loops, like the big loops you do, and then you spin around them. Yeah, he did a glitch. Well, this one, I only remember it because me and my dad were talking about Sonic earlier on, before, I was live streaming this podcast and live streaming Bullet, and he actually managed to get Sonic to come out of the ring, but fly in the air all the way to the end of the level. And he was like, what the fuck was that? And n- no, I didn't I didn't actually manage to see any of them because yeah, yeah, yeah. What the hell? Oh my god. I might have to check that out when, I've got time. Um, I did watch the first part, and it made me laugh, just the funny shit you did in that. And I love how the reactions you have with the game as well, which makes it more interesting to watch, But, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know Insomniac did Big Red Bull. Well, this is the thing, guys. To know that you're ex-employers of Naughty Dog, one of my favourite companies out of gaming, especially with The Last of Us. Oh, that was a brilliant game. And Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. I love Ratchet and Clank. And to know you're an ex-employer of them makes me like you even more, because they're my favourite companies, and I have trust in them companies to make really good games. And half of the time they really do make good games. And then you got companies like that used to be Sonic team that have changed and gone on to the Crash Bandicoot, team. And that's PlayStation. That's nothing to do with Sega. So you kind of like don't have trust with the old companies anymore. Like Activision, they went out of business years ago because of how much trash they made. Except from like the Need for Speed games and Tony Hawk games, they actually moved on to Neversoft. Well, you can't hear me. Yeah, it probably was. I got shitty internet, mate. I'm telling you. That, oh yeah, yeah. Give us the backstory of Atom Bomb. Getting a bit frisky there. That is so harsh. Ah. Yeah.
Actually, it goes to another topic, I guess. Um, with the channel name and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, so I just wanted to know like the names that we came up with. Okay, well, I think the names that we came up with was like the three godly gamers, or like five gamers, or like yeah, or like I don't know. I think we had master or like gaming masters, or I don't know. We had all we had yeah gamers. I think that was the one word. It was master, and
yeah.
I think we had just different random we mixed up gaming or master gamers, and then I think the last one was three master gamers. And I don't know if I said it or something like that, and we were just like, it sounds pretty good.
It does. It does. It really suits.
Yeah, but in a sense, like we call ourselves the three master gamers, and
uh,
you
but
know, like you know how like we say that we're three master gamers, and we
yeah.
are like, oh yeah, we're the three master gamers, but then in reality, sometimes yeah, but it's kind of a joke in a sense, because I feel like sometimes we're not really master gamers or the best master gamer. I guess SFG was in this phase where he was like the best master gamer,
Yeah.
and if you see our videos, like you can tell how sucky we can be
Yeah.
at gaming. Not to say that. You can play any game at best speed. I don't care what you do, no matter what game you're good at. As soon as the camera's on, you suck like
Yes. Yeah.
real life in color. That's
Yes. I honestly, I will tell you this because it's embarrassing, but it's funny. I completed Tomb Raider Definite Edition. This is on my old channel. I completed it, and I was like, right, this is time for me to stop making gaming music videos and start making videos for myself. So I was watching all these let's plays, you know, of different games like Ghouls and Goblins, um, all the new games, you know, that came out, a lot of the Crash Bandicoot actually. And I went, right, I'm gonna do Tomb Raider Definite Edition. I'm gonna complete it on the hardest level. So I completed it on the hardest level. And this was when I first started on PS4. So I had my PS4 set up, put the game in, I was like, right, I'm playing it. Announced my name, but the funny thing is, I didn't know what to call myself. And I used to get tormented at school, so I thought, well, I'll put Taunted. And then my nickname's Clown anyway. I got that from my cousin, but I'll give you a little backstory later about that. And I thought Taunted Clown. That'll do for my channel, so I put Taunted Clown. That worked. Set up my channel, and I started playing Tomb Raider on hard. I died straight away, and I was like, I know what to do. What the hell? So I thought, fuck this. I'm gonna put it on easy. Nobody will know. So I put it on easy. I had a laugh with it because I don't really take my games serious. Not. I used to take him as a joke. Now I kind of like try and make it more serious instead of being a joke. And then I end up just taking the mick out of this, like my own channel, my own name, and my own gameplay. And my brother thinks he's a master gamer. You know, he thinks he's one of yous, pretty much. And I was like, Nick, you're shit at gaming, bruv. You really are. he gets into a game and say to like Mortal Kombat or something, he'll get into the game, he'll get his ass whooped in a second. And it's like, bruv, you've played these games a lot longer than me, you're older than me. How can you be shit? Well, say that you're good at a game, but call me shit, but I can still survive through one round of, Mortal Kombat. And he does that as a joke as well, if you know what I mean. Like, he takes the mick. Because I always say to people, nobody's ever good at games. Yeah, you may be able to complete them, but you're not good at the game, if you know what I mean. But yeah. The best on YouTube. Please subscribe. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, that's fine. Mm. Alright. Seriously? That actually is pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. 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 Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen a lot of Atom Bomb. I've hardly ever heard him. I've only met him through the Jackbox. You know, I had a laugh playing that with you because I weren't taking it serious. I was just being me, you know, just prattling about, having a laugh. You know, trying to make people laugh, but yeah, now and again it doesn't work, but it doesn't matter. But Atom Bomb is a real asset to your group because you, all three of you, started this channel together, and it wouldn't be the same without him. If you know what I mean, it's like,
I feel like when we first started out, and even till now, even if he's not like recording with us, he's like very helpful with like behind the scenes stuff. Like
yeah,
sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, we have a I've had the conversation with this dude, and we just can't figure it out, like what to do," and he kind of just helps us with like, this is how you should do it, or just recently we had with the whole streaming with like and comments on the side, and he helped us, basically we got a PSA update basically, and
yeah,
he's kind of like the the supporter with it.
yeah. He
And
supports you through. Yeah, he supports you through. It's like me and my partner.
he kind of helps out with that way, where he kind of just like, hey, if this is how you should do it, or blah blah blah, a few suggestions, and it's
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I was like you. I first started out with my brother, you know, doing YouTube. He would do all the gameplay, and I would do the music. That was our rule because we wanted to be like, I wanted to be a musician. Which, yeah, I do work at a studio and I do record music and stuff like that. And then I have my hobby, which is gaming. But I tend not to use gaming and music as much anymore. Um, I feel like there's nothing coming out of it for me. I'd rather just talk away because I am a really chatty guy. I like to talk to people and, you know, get to know them and also have a laugh with them. And that's why it was so great meeting Miss Ducky, because she actually got me out of my shell with meeting new people. And I met you two, and I saw that you playing Resident Evil 4. Well, it was Sly Fox first, but you know, met you through Resident Evil, and the same way I met Miss Ducky, I met her through Resident Evil, and it was like, you know what? I'll give him some helpful tips, but you know, we had a laugh together. We weren't taking the gameplay so serious. And back then, when it was me and my brother doing it, he would take it so serious. Like, he would be like, this beat of this music has to go with this, like, action. So if it was him shooting someone on Call of Duty and he killed them, it would have to show the kill cam of him killing them, but also the music would have to go with it. So it just got a struggle. So me and my brother sort of like separate ways in sort of a way. I just turned around and said I'm not passionate about music anymore, which was bullshit, but to me that's what he thought. And now he doesn't bother with YouTube or any gaming as such anymore. And I kind of like miss it, you know, having my brother with me, because if I was playing a game, he would help me out, and that's what I think's so great about you three, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So work together on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's it's more enjoyable in a way to play with me and
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get across to my friend. He's one of my best mates, beside you and Miss Ducky and that. I class you as my best friends because I talk to you nearly enough, you know, like every day. Or if I get a chance to get into your streams, I talk to you and stuff like that. Because I don't really hang around with anyone anymore. I've come away from that group. But I was talking to my friend Shady about it the other day, and he was like, "Oh, why are you doing, you know, old PS2 games?" And I was like, well, it was like that, but it was like I was saying to him, the reason I'm doing it is because I'm nostalgic for games like that. You know, PS2 games had a lot of multiplayer games, so a lot of two-player games. And me and my brother, every day, I would get home from school and we'd just sit there gaming. And it'd be amazing, you know, you would have a laugh, you have a lot of memories playing these games, but having a two-player game is great because it's not online. You're not talking to random strangers online. You're actually sat there with someone holding a controller and playing a game that you both enjoy. And that's why I liked, you know, the Jack and Box sort of like live stream you did. It was a lot of fun, you know, sitting there with other people and having a laugh, you know. That's what I thought was great, but I understand that you two live stream together because of like you both live together, right? Isn't it? If I'm correct, yeah. Ah, yeah. But there has been times where you two have been together. You know, I've seen your. Uh, that's why I always assumed that you lived together, but not in that weird way where someone would go, "Oh, they're fucking gay for each other." No, it's just two.
And it's so funny, even outside of just recording, like, I remember one time you and Adam Bomb were just sitting somewhere next to each other or whatever it was, and they were, I don't know, if they said anything to you or whatever, but you would look at them and they would look both at you the same, and you guys, when you guys said stories of
We're all having a gangbang. Just go with it. That's what I say.
you know, it's like, no, that's not, that's not the case. Um, you know, we don't. I guess I should just say this before this video
Mm,
gets posted. We don't really have to say that because this what I'm gonna say. We don't really have to keep it
private, yeah.
but we are actually brothers.
Oh my god, dude. You know what? You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't actually think that.
Well, if you say, yeah, keep it short.
Hey,
You know.
yeah, you, yeah.
So I guess I'm guessing Kate. I guess I'm correcting Kate. Good idea, correction Kate. But I know it's like really bad. It's like what you just said. Oh my God, you guys are brothers. But I guess our thing is we like to pretend like we're two different
People,
people
yeah.
type of dealio because
You are. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go on a flight to the UK.
That, I don't think that would happen. I wouldn't. That's the thing. It's personal business.
Never could we happen.
And he Sandman secretly comes into his husband's house and deletes everything, whilst hiding his body in a closet. That's the funny thing. Yeah, I do. That's our running joke. Like literally, my mate came onto my stream and he goes, "Why the hell is this guy saying he's your husband?" And I was like, "He is." And he was like, "Seriously, you actually going out?" And I was trying to make a thing that we actually got married, but we have like a long distance relationship. So he actually sat there and thought that we were married. So I got to the end of the stream and I was just like, "By the way, he's not my husband. It's just a running joke. Like, seriously. You actually believe that we're going out? Why is the pictures of me and my girlfriend?" uh, yeah. I mean, actually, I think we actually had a conversation in the comments box about the lag. No, I don't think I actually did. I'm not too sure. Because I know you like... Ah, that's it, yeah. Really? You're one lucky team, you know that. You have editors, you have two brothers together. You got your husband fucking helping you out as well. I'm only joking. And then you got like all your supporters as well. I didn't even see anyone else. Ah. Well, I started watching you on Twitch, but then my Twitch went down because of this internet at my father-in-law's. It's crap, I'm telling you. And then I went on to YouTube because it works a little bit more faster compared to this. But I was also using my phone to play with you, you know, on Jack and Box because I didn't have my computer. So, and my girlfriend wouldn't lend me her laptop. Well, yeah, what happened is you put it in the comment box, you know, Jack and Box TV. So I went to Jack and Box TV and it said invalid request, cannot enter. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I put Jackbox TV, but then someone said just put Jackbox. So I was like, okay, I'll put Jackbox. So I got onto it, and then the internet went down. So I was like, shit, I've got to restart the hub. So I restarted the hub, got it up, and it was there. But what I had to do was go into bookmarks and add it to my bookmarks, and then turn off the Wi-Fi, and then come back on, and then it would go onto the actual screen, you know, of the Jackbox screen. And then I typed in the finger and I got in, but mine was lagging like hell. Like, if you notice in the stream, like, it would take about 20 to 10 seconds before my character had an answer in. So I would miss answers, or the question, because of that, like being. But I think next time you do it, if you ever do it again, and I do join, I'll bring my laptop and I'll do it through that, because that's a lot faster and it should work a lot more better. But yeah, yeah, you go for it, mate. Well, right. So I've got a question. It's similar to yours. What's the first game you two ever played that made you want to start, playing more games? Any. It could be co-op, separate. Yes. Yeah. Alright. So the question is, from me. This is another topic I was going to talk about with you. What is the first game you two played that made you want to play more games, like co-op, modern games like this? Oh, GameCube. Oh, I might have to check that out. Yeah, yeah. Oh, lucky bastard. Great game as well. Yeah, that is. Oh, that is bad when stuff like that happens. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of weird for me, because the first game I ever played with my brother as co-op was GTA San Andreas, which is not a two-player, but it is. We completed. You had to find it. Yeah, yeah. Well, it kind of is. I mean, the first one we found that was 2-player it was actually my brother who told me about it. I came home from school and he's like, dude, do you want to play GTA with me? And I played Vice City on my own, and that actually I never completed, so I just, threw it away and was like, fuck this, I'm never doing it again. Yeah, Vice City I've actually completed it now that I'm older, but when I was younger I weren't any good at any of them sort of games. But my brother told me where it was, and it was the end of Grove Street. You had to go to the end of Grove Street where the pub is. Is it cutting out? Is it? It's probably this stream. Is it? Can you see me moving it? Yeah, so yeah, it's just probably that. Just probably because I didn't move the actual finger. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that was the first game I completed with my brother. As for single player, it was Final Fight Streetwise. So that one, I just love that to death, that game. It's one of my favourite games. And that's pretty much it for like me completing the game. Oh, SNES, I've never actually completed any of the games on the SNES. It's only because I was only about 6 years old when I first played on a SNES, and it was actually my dad's SNES. So we had Sega, NES, and SNES, and I never completed any of the games on it. But recently I completed Ghouls and Goblins with my friend WizKid, as we call him. So that's probably the only game I ever completed on the SNES. Is Ghouls and Goblins. Oh yeah, I remember that game. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I bloody love that game. But the problem is, I hate Mario. I just hate him. It's Luigi that I'm a big fan of, but I would say the first ever Mario game I played was Mario N64. So yes, Super Mario's, yeah. Sorry, I get mixed up. But my dad played Luigi's Mansion, and he was like, "Oh, have you ever played this?" And I was like, "No." I was about 7 or 8 when he got it, and I played it and I loved it. But in recent years that I haven't played it, you know, I forgot about the whole plot. You know, I forgot about the gameplay, and I really wish that Nintendo would bring back them old games. You know, like Luigi's Mansion. But mm, what?
Yeah, they said it wasn't actually that bad. They said that it was good for like newer controls, and they said that the graphics were okay. It really they said it really depended on however you felt, if you were the graphics or if you were controllers. They said it wasn't bad. Yeah, they said it was okay, but I
Well,
haven't heard anything that said that, oh my gosh, it was a bad game.
I heard it tanked. I heard it tanked at its sales. You know,
Which is weird because they had it at only 1999, and they had it at 60.
yeah, that is one bad move with a single player game. You know, that was built to be single player. Just adding multiplayer with it.
I'm not saying have some loss in the game, but the other thing is it's a $40 game.
Nah,
Brand new. I'm like,
that's the same with the Switch. My girlfriend bought 2 Switches. She's got a spare one for me to use. You know, when it. Oh, that was a good game actually. Um, but when I got the Switch, they were saying about um, remastering all the old SNES games. So on my Switch, I've got the NES collection with Ninja Gaiden, Super Mario, and all that, and it is shit. And I'll tell you one thing why it's shit. It is not.
I've heard that's not that good actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we have it.
it is not. It is not mapped out to be played with an analog control.
Well, you can actually get NES controllers for it.
Yeah, yeah, we got one.
They're like $50 or something like that.
Over here they're about 70, 80 quid.
Is it 70? I don't think it's like I
But
thought it was 60 or something.
um, but
I don't remember, but they're expensive.
the thing is,
They're cool, but you can only play them with any NES games. And the only games that I know that people really love playing with NES, like other NES cons, that they basically make toys on, for
yeah,
NES formation is Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which is
yeah. I mean, yeah. I understand that, but me not being much of a big fan of Mario, obviously I grew up with Sonic a lot more because that's all my dad played. Um, Not like Super Mario, I can even tell when I played it that it wasn't mapped to play with an analog control. And then the thing is with Nintendo and all these gaming companies, they spam shit at you. They spam new controllers, new designs. You know, like they've got PlayStation Pro, which is the same bloody console. You know, it does all the same shit you need to do. You play games and you have better graphics. That's it. But I was playing Ninja Gaiden the other day on the Switch, and literally it tanks. It's like an emulator. Like it slows down the aspect of it and like the gameplay. So when you jump, you're actually jumping in slow mo, and that's why it's crap for me, personally. Yeah. But mind you, me and my girlfriend went out and bought the Nintendo Classic and the PlayStation Classic, and yeah, it is 10 times better. But oh, but yeah, it is. Yeah, Mister. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of backlash. Yeah, but you got to think back in like Sega days, like and NES days, they didn't have a lot of format to use them sort of like capabilities. So you had a lot of puzzle fighters on like the Sega and NES. But for the PlayStation, this is what I didn't get. They had polygons. They knew how to make polygons. And then they put shit like that on it. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You got so many great games. Like, they got Dino Crisis. They put Resident Evil on there. And it's like, oh my god. You can buy Resident Evil on the PlayStation 3 and it still play better than the one you gave us. Yeah, I mean, if there's somebody who, I understand it, but what they should have done with their console to make it unique is have the PlayStation Store on there, but have all the PlayStation classics, so you can buy Resident Evil for about £1. Say something like that, like £1 or $1 over where you are, because it's not a real big game anyway. But have that option instead of putting it on there for people who only remember the classics, who haven't bought the new consoles like the PS3 or the PS4, and they want that, so they have that option to buy that game, but lower the price of the actual console itself. You know, it over here it went over for about £500 when it first launched, and that's a lot of money. And now it's down to like £40. So yeah, yeah. It's cheap, isn't it? But there's actually, funny enough, we've actually still got our classic. But the thing is, we've actually put emulators on it, so it is a good console. It is a good console for emulators, like the PSX emulator. That's the only thing it's good for. It's not good for its actual price for people who don't know how to put mods or emulators onto their consoles, you know. Um, but I got my mate WizKid to do that. He does all the emulators for me, sorts everything out, because I'm not a technical geek like that with like stuff. But he put all the emulators on it. I've got all the classic games I want, which by the way I will be doing a classic week once I get my game capture again, where I do all like classic games from the PS1 all the way up to PS2 classics, but that's what I was just saying about the PS Classic. It is probably one of the worst consoles you could get. They shouldn't have even like thought of it, if you know what I mean. But if yeah, 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 yeah. That's the funny thing is like I was telling you about my mate WizKid. I don't want to announce his real name because if I announce his real name, he could get into trouble for the what he does. He hacks a lot of shit. And he's actually been done by the police for it, so I never really announced his real name. But WizKid has basically put the Japanese port of games onto the console, so I can play the Japanese ports if I want, but I tend not to because they're not in our native language, so you can't really understand them. So yeah, I mean if yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I tried to play it. I tried to play one of the. They have a Street Fighter on there, and it's meant to be Street Fighter 2010, I think. And I can't understand what the fuck they're saying, but I can still play it. Like, I can still play the game fighting, but because they have like dialogue in it, and they also have like backstories to all the characters in it. So that made it more unique for that like gameplay, because the European version that we got didn't have any dialogue or any stories to it. It was just a full gameplay. So that one had dialogue, and I was like, what the fuck's he saying? Like, yeah, I understand some Japanese, because my mum's, been learning Japanese, but I don't understand what they're saying, so I didn't have a chance to actually get into it. And I'm a big fan of Street Fighter, Same with Mortal Kombat, but that's different, That's the only problem with them. Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, it was the PAL version that went over to America, and it was your version that came over to Europe. Yeah. Yeah, they switched it. They switched it, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, it's reversed over here, because like we've got your version. Yeah, yeah, you got the better version in ours because we have PAL version over here. So that's why a lot of people that I know have gone and got something from Best Buy from where you live, then get it from CX Exchange, as we call it, our game shop, because we've got your version that makes it even crapper when we're running it on our systems. But when we're running ours from your country, it makes it better. It is completely weird how they did that. And I don't know why the hell they did that. But maybe someone in development got mixed up, you know. You never know. Yes. Yes, it is. I've actually got emulators on that as well. So I put a few games. Well, that's the thing. You know the company director, the one that passed away. You know who I mean? The one who made it, like made Nintendo. Yoshime Summit. I forgot his name. The actual before he passed away, he's the one who developed the Switch and the Nintendo Classic. So, you know, having a pioneer like him make these consoles, no wonder why they're going to be the best consoles. You know. You know who I mean, the one who made the Game Boy and stuff. Yeah, him. You know, he made the Switch and the Nintendo Classic. And that, funny enough, when I was looking at the sales for like the Nintendo Classic, it's just a little bit under the Switch for, you know, classic games for some reason. But I understand because Switch has got a lot more ports to it, but the Nintendo Classic feels like a classic console, so it makes it a lot better. And that's what I got for Christmas this year. Nintendo Classic. And the shitty ass PlayStation Classic. I got Sega. You can't beat a Sega. Ooh. I didn't know that. Yeah. Console. Makes it like the best console in the world. I've heard about it. I heard about them making a Sega Classic, like a Sega Mega Drive Classic, which Atari. You know they made. Well, no, you can't because look at them. Come on, man. Look at the state of the Atari compared to, you know, N64, man. That's amazing. Wait. Yeah. People will still play it. It's all good. We'll just shove this into it. Mind you, they made a lot of weird games, and yeah, I think you would with them like sort of like games because Atari was built on sound anyway. You didn't really get much graphics, so I don't think they would fuck up with the graphics. I think they would fuck up with the sound more, if you know what I mean. Because I've got an Atari, but I never actually play it. I just got it for like. Well, I'll send you mine. You can have it. Mine's crap. It's. Ooh. We have controllers. Well, If I had a spare one, maybe I would have given it up, but I've only got one. So I don't think I'll risk giving you that. Because that, you know, I grew up with that, so I don't want to get rid of someone. Yeah, like when your friend comes over and he's like, "Oh, can I borrow your dustpan and brush?" So they borrow it. It comes to a month later. You ask for it, and they're like, "I don't know what you're on about. It's mine. I bought it, or something." Yeah, yeah, I've had that a lot of the time with my friends. Like, I've lent them games, you know, from like PS2 games or something, and I never get them back. They're always like, "Oh, I haven't even completed it, mate. So just let me complete it, and I'll bring it back." Yeah, I tend to get trolled quite a lot about, like, especially with my family, because my family is full of pranksters. We like to prank each other quite a lot. Like, the best prank I've ever done, I think it's the best prank, is put toothpaste in shampoo. And the reason why you put toothpaste in it is once you pour that on your head turns white, like literally. And it's hilarious when you do it. So, yeah, I never lend shit out. Because I'll never get it back, and plus, I'll probably end up getting pranked. You know, shit in the face like Randy Orton or something. Which, yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. I, yeah, I've never actually played it. The one I played was Phantom Menace. So I had a lot of fun with that. Is that 5? I'm not too sure because I, I never. That's weird. Oh, that's it. Phantom Pain, the one they brought out for the PS4. Um. Oh, Ground Zero. That's number 5. Because that must be number 4 then, because oh, they're both 5. That's fucking weird. Oh my god. Konami. Oh my. So it's like 3 hours worth of gameplay. But yeah, but even that, what, when it first brought out, it'll be like £60, you know, down here. So I don't know what it would be over at yours, like 870 or something. Yeah, definitely down here now. Because ours depends how rare the game is, if you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah. So it is similar to what we would get, but ours was, if it's a brand new game, usually at the exchange shop where we go, it's usually about 50 quid. So it's not that expensive, but it is probably one of the most expensive games. But the one I played out of the Metal Gear Solid series was Phantom Pain, and that was on the PS4. But that's only because I know about the Metal Gear Solid series, but I just don't know the story. So I wasn't real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. Like Konami and Splinter Cell, like the both some similar games, like Metal Gear and Splinter Cell. I was more invested in Splinter Cell because Metal Gear, yeah, it had like the stealth mechanics and stuff like that, but I wasn't intrigued by that, if you know what I mean. But I bought Metal. Sorry, what were you saying? Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. Both companies acknowledged each other, and they both, you know, had Easter eggs to each other. But there were never any of that backlash, you know, that you get with most companies. You know, like Sega and Nintendo. Sega's motto was, does what NES can't do, or whatever it was, like some shit like that. Um, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. But they didn't have that backlash. But the thing with Splinter Cell is you could start at number 2 and get the whole story by the end. You know. But with Metal Gear, it was just so hard to get into. But I did play it because I was in that phase where I wanted to play stealth games. And I was playing a lot of Hitman then. And I was like, right, I want to play a game that's got stealth in it. Just pick up Metal Gear Solid. It's only about £4. Picked it up, played it, and I actually enjoyed it, but I just didn't like the story at all. But that's the only reason I would never play Metal Gear again. You know, stuff like that is just crap. But if you want to make a better game, why don't they mash up Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid together? That'll be a great story. You know, two badasses kicking each other's heads in. You know. Oh well, they're going down. Yep, sorry. What the fuck are them? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you run off with the backy? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. You shitbag.
Oh, I think I get what you mean. Because like Konami is a Japanese company, isn't it? So the way they do games would have anime in it. So maybe it's just a popularity thing, you know, for their company. Yeah, which Hudson Soft they actually did some crap games. I remember that back in the day. They did some crap games, but they actually redeemed themselves, you know, with Bomberman and stuff like that. But I can't really remember Konami doing anything really bad because they actually did quite good games, you know, back in the day. Especially the top-down RPGs, if you know what I mean. Um, oh yeah, Jesus. So it's just a load of crap then. Yeah. Oh yeah, Konami did some good pros, you know, I, I mean, you there? Dude. Oh. Oh, fuck's sake. Sorry guys, it's this shit. It does it all the time. I'll try and send you an invite. Hopefully it works. Alright, sorry about that guys. I forgot when you're actually live streaming and you're in the party, it goes on for about an hour. So I'm sorry about that guys. Fucking does it. What were you saying about Konami? It's the same with Capcom though. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, this stupid network. Right, I'm gonna join, hopefully it works. Probably won't. Yep, it did it again. It's the bloody network, I'm telling you, this bloody network is crap. Yeah, I can end it.